The design series is really about education. Everyone has their own story to tell, and it's about everyone sharing and collaborating and coming together and everyone getting their voice heard. The idea of whatever your process is, that you get to that ultimate goal about doing something innovative, cool, not necessarily new, but something excellent that really helps you grow as a designer and creates a real nice space that people want to be in. The first introductory episode was really about introducing the series and these 4 main steps involved that I've taken that have really helped me grow as a designer and a professional, and even as a person. You know, it really carries over. Who you are is how you design. Finding your voice, the first step, is finding what you're good at and experimenting and challenging yourself to get to that goal. It was really about my upbringing and where I grew up. And being in the Northeast, where the scale is very small, the trees go over the road, the plants are alive, there's color in the fall, and it really made me want to pursue landscape as an avenue. When I was walking through Central Park, I decided to do this little exercise, and I took my camera, as always. I'm either sketching or photographing or looking. And I went to this favorite part of Central Park where the bridge goes over near the Plaza Hotel, where that was at one point. And I took the same picture at all different 4 seasons. And once I had done that, after a year, I looked at all 4. And what really struck me, and it just hit me like an aha kind of thing, is that landscape is really alive. And I was really excited about the fact that I was involved in that kind of profession, that the landscape is constantly moving, changing. The wind blows the trees, the colors of the trees change. There is sort of a fall where things drop and things rest, and then in the spring things come alive. It's about the qualities of landscape that we're striving for that really can't be measured. It helped me to pursue my goals of creating places, really. It wasn't about placing things, it was about making a place. The second step, number 2, would be develop your process, and that would be, once you know what you're good at, figure out how to get there, how to do the job that you want to do, how to get to that goal of what you're good at, and continually develop that and sort of form it organizationally. What are your goals? How are you going to get there? And what is the end product of that? It was drawing. It was about learning my plans. It was about, engineering, site grading. It was the skills. It was the production. When I chose to go to Virginia Tech to study my graduate degree, my MLA, it was about how to think. It wasn't about how to do. So it was really about deduction, reasoning, thinking. What was the big step there? Big time, it was Europe. I mean, I went and I lived there for about 4 months. It was a whole summer. What was important about Europe for me, with the photographing and the sketching and all that and looking, was that I was really in it. I was in the spaces that I envisioned I was going to make. And the qualities that I witnessed, it was about light, it was about mood, how do you create different textures. Again, these very little things that you think of. I mean, most people think of the big picture, but then you sort of bring it down to the details and the things that can't be measured. And then when I left grad school, I was, so much more prepared for the professional world. The third step would be go for it. And that really is about, once you know your process and what you're good at, it's about, pushing the envelope, doing excellent at everything, doing 110% on everything you do, from the littlest garden to doing a city. I mean, you just dive into it, take chances, and you just get your thoughts out there and you just do it. my main voice was to design for the experience. And the thing about DreamWorks that was cool is it took in everything. I mean, it was about experience, it was about sustainability, collecting water, making those places not just ditches, but changes in level were more like journeys. It was a ramp on the project where you sort of zigzag through the forest, and it was about getting from high point A to low point B, and it wasn't just straight down. It was about the experience. So that really became my voice, and I just kept working on it. And once I knew it, once I discovered what it was like freeing. I just was able to just like totally go for it. And every project I've done since, I perfected that. And I think for the rest of my life, I'll work on perfecting that. Be excellent would be the ultimate goal of all the processes. It's number 4 in the steps, and it's really about once you know the process, your goals, your voice. It's about just taking all that and doing it excellent, really. And excellent to me may be different from excellent to another person because of their process, but the ultimate goal is to just really do good work. And that's what I mean by be excellent. When I started working for ima, I told Bill in our conversations that every experience I've had up to this point has led me to this point. And it was really a plan that I would challenge myself, like I continually stated. I would work with people and collaborate and just take in so much information and ideas and then filter it and make it work for me. It's not about just following directions. It's about thinking and about taking in all the teachings and mixing it up and making it work for you and your process, which is what the goal of this whole series is. I hope to convey that to every single person. We worked on a distribution center in Japan, and basically it was really the idea that I've been searching for all along about this collaboration kind of deal, where all my projects, it's never one voice, it's several. And there was an idea where we bring 3, Bill had this idea, bring 3 designers in, and it was myself, Leo O'Brien, and Ronnie Zamita, and we each did a design separately without any contact between us, but we all had the background. And then we came together and we had really a design charrette, and we exchanged ideas, and we presented 3 ideas to the client, and they loved all of them. So when Bill and I went to Japan, so the idea was to take the best of what they liked out of the 3 and combine them into one story. And it made it a little challenging because, one focused on really ecology, the other focused on maybe water places, the other was more structural. So it was about meshing those, but what happened in the end was that it was a better product. Landscape is sort of this, like I said, dynamic, sort of changing medium. No tree is alike, no plant is alike. Even when you look at, man-made materials, if you look at clay or concrete, you never really get the same sort of form and finish. There's always nuances on the aggregate. And so landscape really is about this changing, evolving kind of medium. You build a building and it's wonderful, but it's that building forever. With landscape, you put it in, and it's constantly changing. And you see that in Central Park. I've looked at historic pictures of Central Park where it was built in the beginning, totally man-made, created. And I look at it now, even look at it from when I was a teenager to now, and it's very different. It's constantly evolving and changing. And that's what's really exciting about teaching people, that your process and your experiences all come into this one one sphere. And everything you've gathered together in your life, all the teachings, your mentors, the places you've been, the experiences, the photos, the sketches, everything comes together to a point where you have enough experience that you can all use that. You can use yourself and you can use what you've learned to make a place.
Very important.
He's getting. He's bending over.
No, he just went downstairs.